Hello.
The internet is intertwined in our daily lives so heavily, yet we only scratch the surface of its contents. Sometimes we might come across something amazing and remarkable, and sometimes we might come across something that is far from that. Today I invite you to go on a journey with me into the darker side of the internet. So I'd like to formally introduce you to part 1 of the internet's darkest videos. I plan on uncovering and revealing some of the darkest videos that I come across in this series. So without wasting any more time, let's dive right into this. On June 12, 2012, an Audi A4 would leave a roadside cafe near Azov, Russia. The location that they were headed was unknown. However, to no one's knowledge, this trip would be cut short and it would forever change the lives of everyone inside the vehicle. Sitting in the front and passenger seat was a couple that was presumably on vacation with friends. Traffic on this day was fairly light, but that would not play a factor in what transpired on this day. It is important to note that this road had only 2 lanes at the time of the incident, which would ultimately be the largest factor for why this event occurred. Here is the dashcam footage of the incident. To note, I will not show you the entire video due to it being too gruesome for some viewers. However, it can be found on other platforms if you are interested enough in seeing the whole thing. As you can see in the video, a brick falls loose on a large Kamaz truck and goes through the passenger side window of the Audi A4. Unknowingly aware that this happens, the driver of the large truck takes no notice of this and continues on his way. However, after the video was cut off, everyone in the Audi remained silent due to them being shocked by what just happened. That is, until they would look at the passenger side of the car. As you can see in this photo, the brick would cause major damage to the car. However, that brick would also make contact with the passenger in the car. Ultimately, the brick would strike the passenger in the right temple, splitting the passenger's skull open and ultimately taking her life. After the dust settled, the passenger was later identified as 29-year-old Olga Gajkovich. This video doesn't show any of the gruesome scenes that everyone in the car had to see on that day, but it audibly shows the horror from everyone who was in that car. Many people who have seen this video claim it to be one of the worst on the internet, not because of what it shows, but because of how terrifying the screams are from everyone who had to witness that horrifying scene. This video serves as a reminder to all that life is fragile and that the moments we share with our loved ones should not be taken for granted, because we do not know how much longer we have to live. Ronnie McNutt was a YouTuber who went by the name InHittySpurds. He was a 33-year-old American who resided in New Albany, Mississippi. When he was younger, he served in the United States Army, and after this, he went to work at a Toyota power plant. But during his 10 years serving in the Army, Ronnie would be stationed in Iraq. With this came consequences and negative imprints towards his mental well-being. Because of all that he would experience in the Army, Ronnie would develop many mental issues, with one of the worst being PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. In the years of 2011 and 2012, Ronnie would post on his YouTube account. The videos that he would post would cover topics that he was passionate about. He would make videos covering podcasts that he was a fan of, videos of him playing his favorite card game, Magic the Gathering, and he even made a parody video based off of an eHarmony commercial. However, for unexplainable reasons, after July 18, 2012, he would never post to his YouTube account again. This would not spark any major concern from anyone, as he still kept in contact with others. Additionally, he would also livestream on Facebook quite often to discuss things going on in his life. It just seemed as though he abandoned his YouTube channel for good. And during this time, it seemed as though all was well for Ronnie. But on the day of August 31st, 2020, Ronnie would turn on his camera and go live on Facebook to talk about some things. One of the members in his audience at the time was his friend Joshua Steen. At first glance, Joshua thought nothing was out of the ordinary. He thought that it was just a normal live stream from his friend. However, after staying around and watching some of it, he discovered that Ronnie was intoxicated and that he was holding a rifle. Before continuing, it is important to provide further detail into where Ronnie was mentally leading up to what would transpire. In short, his mental state was at an all-time low. This was a direct result of a variety of factors. As mentioned before, Ronnie suffered from a plethora of mental issues, and the main contributor for this was due to the time he spent in Iraq. However, he was also going through a breakup with his girlfriend. Furthermore, being that this was early on in the COVID-19 pandemic, he found himself jobless. Now, back to that Facebook livestream. After his friend Joshua realized the situation and being aware of his friend's mental state, he frantically tried to get in touch with him. He, amongst others, tried to intervene by calling Ronnie numerous times, but this would have no effect on the decision that Ronnie would make. The final phone call Ronnie would accept would be from his ex-girlfriend. This phone call would turn into an argument and Ronnie would hang up. Shortly after hanging up, Ronnie addressed his audience for the final time, and then he turned the rifle on himself and pulled the trigger. All of this was captured and live streamed on Facebook, and all of it spread across the internet. For obvious reasons, I will not play any of the live stream as it is quite graphic, but I will show you the final message that was posted by Ronnie on Facebook before he went live. It reads, "Someone in your life needs to hear that they matter, that they are loved, that they have a future. Be the one to tell them."